Vietnam Veterans Against the War? Yeah, sure. There were a lot of people. I heard about it I guess fairly early on. I don't really remember because we were doing a lot of other things in those days too. But there was a group on 23rd Street in a ratty old office building there that had created the nucleus of what became the Veterans Anti-War Movement, which was focused through the Vietnam Veterans Against the War, and uh, they were working on a couple of levels. They were working on the kind of becoming part of the mainstream of the anti-war movement, but at the same the struggle there, I guess, is the way to put it. The struggle there was to whether you were going to lead or be led, and if you're going to do your own thing or be part of the bigger national mobilization and these massive demonstrations, and it was it was never that clear. But there were a group of people, some of whom were hustlers and some of whom were great people, but all of whom had a certain degree of charisma and flexibility enough to keep an organization going. And I think it was never that big. I mean, it's one of those organizations that was a cadre. It didn't have a lot of foot soldiers. It had a lot of leaders, But people didn't go to meetings, put it that way. I mean, but if you could get your friends out to go to a demo. All the guys from my neighborhood, who were Vietnam veterans would go, but they wouldn't go to meetings and stuff. They'd show up for when you needed to show up. But I think when we went to Washington in '71 and we all got arrested, I think that caught the national attention very strongly, and